Hi, everybody. I'm Nelisiwe Mwase.
Hey guys, Julio.
Hi everyone, my name is Drea known as Drea KnowsBest.
And you are
watching
Connect Create.
Welcome to the Content with Masters Masterclass. Meet the Masters. Nelisiwe Mwase is one of SA's most influential YouTubers and content producers, gathering over 3 million views on some of her videos. She's most well known for her comedy skit character that she performs, Mama Nels, who's become a household name in South Africa. Nelisiwe is also a singer-songwriter, the co-managing director of OM Films, as well as a content producer in a range of disciplines. Nyasha Huliodraws is a 19-year-old proudly Zimbabwean digital artist whose artwork catapulted him into the global limelight, getting him recognition and work from Chris Brown, as well as appreciation for his work from the likes of Timbaland, Complex, XXL Magazine, and Power 105 Radio in Los Angeles. Drea otherwise known as Drea KnowsBest Online, is a Nigerian-American graduate in engineering who got her start on Vine with videos that tease her African mother. Now she has over 5.3 million followers on TikTok and 127 million likes. She is also one of the drivers behind the Make Black History movement on TikTok. Connect Create is supported by the British Council through the Digital Collaboration Agile Grant that helps to promote and enhance the profiles of women in leadership and to support creative skills development.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nelisiwe Mwase, and I am a content producer. So I say content producer because I do so many things. I wear so many hats, but all of them are essentially related to the creation or maintenance of content. So other people know me as Mama Nels. Mama Nels is a comedy brand that I have for myself. Nels is a music brand that I now have for myself. And Nelisiwe Mwase is a business brand that I have for myself. So you see, that's who I am.
Hey guys, my name is Nyasha. A lot of people know me as Huliodraws, YK Julio. Whichever. And the reason why people call me Julio is because, I just came up with the name a couple of years back. I think I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw a name that kind of looks similar to that, and I thought, let me remix it and make it my own. So yeah, I'm 19. I'm a graphic designer / digital artist. I run a page on Instagram called Huliodraws. I do digital paintings. I do album covers, anything, artistic, digitally, that's my area.
My name is Drea I'm known on the internet as Drea KnowsBest. I'm a content creator for about 6 years now. And also my background is in engineering, but I left that behind. So now I'm a full-time content creator. I create videos online on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all over, mostly comedy content with a splash of my culture in it. And as well, I also do consulting for different people who want to build their brand on social media and companies too. And that's a short, brief description of what I am and what I do.
I think it generally is harder for female content creators in the content creation space on social media and other spaces in general, in comparison to men. Firstly, how we spend our time as women compared to men is largely and vastly very different. A lot of the times as women, we're taking care of other people first before we can take care of ourselves. So from a very, very early age, we are literally groomed and taught to be selfless. We do not know what it is to put ourselves first. For a good 20, 25 years of our lives, honestly, it's about somebody else, and we grow up and we marry and we have kids with the same mentality. And then you get to that other side of marriage, that other side of parenting, then there's no gap. There's no resting period between when you were single and when you had kids. That gap there, you don't utilize it in the right way because you are still in the loop of taking care of other people or other things, and you are a last priority in anything, as if you could write a list now, you will see that you are not at the top. You are somewhere in the middle or falling there towards the end, So it is very important to take care of ourselves.
How I switched from engineering to content creator. I've always loved entertaining people. I've always loved making people laugh. And then when I was in college getting my engineering degree, this app came around called Vine, and I was making videos on there doing like impersonations of my Nigerian mom. And I just love like making people laugh through videos. But of course I couldn't just like stop getting my education. I needed to finish it because my parents was in my ear. Like if I told them that I wanted to just move to California and become a content creator, they'd have been like, what? And even around that time, that was like 2015, 2016, being a creator was not that big deal. People were not making revenue then. So I just went on, continued, like got my degree, then also went to go work as an engineer for 2 years. And I moved to California with that job. So I was doing strategic, I was like, okay, let me get a job that's going to put me in California because that's where the entertainment industry is. So when I got to Cali, I worked for 2 years because that was what my contract was. Because if they paid for everything for me to move from New York to California. And if I would have quit my job early, they would have made me pay them back for all that movement they did for me. So I was like, okay, I work for engineers 2 years, see if I actually like it and everything. And this is what I want to do. But obviously I did love my engineering job, but my heart was not there. Entertaining was calling my name. Entertaining was calling my name. So so I quit, went to grad school, got my degree in entrepreneurship. And I realized that as a content creator, you are your own boss. This is your own company. And I started switching my mindset to looking at myself as a career and not just as a hobby, so that's how I did the switch.
I've been drawing my whole life basically, but I started doing digital drawings. I would say like I started experimenting with it in like 2017. I just kind of like pirated a copy of Adobe on my computer, and I would like experiment with it like quite often. And then in 2017 I was still like really occupied with school and stuff like that, so I wasn't able to really progress too much with it. So I kind of put it on hold for that time. Then I started up again last year at the beginning of the first lockdown that we had. I think that was in like June, somewhere there. I just, I was like, just experimenting with my computer again. Like I was just drawing, like, trying to practice, maybe get back into it. I would draw for fun. I didn't have a page yet. So in that month of June, like someone had actually suggested to me that I should start a drawing page. So what I did was I started this drawing page, Huliodraws, right? And I just started posting my art there, like, regularly, like, just trying out different things, drawing different people, like, trying different styles and stuff.
I realized that I needed to separate the three aspects of my career life in terms of like being Mama Nels, and Nelisiwe Mwase, because I realized I need to separate them because they all serve different functions. So the comedy aspect of it serves a different function where I'm associated with creating content for YouTube, but not only just putting it out there on YouTube, but there's an actual partnership every year with YouTube where they select their content creators, African content creators for that year. And we have been fortunate enough to be selected as one of those channels to represent South Africa within the African region altogether. Then I have the Nels brand, which is music. And I've come to realize that music as a whole is a totally separate big business, And I know people relate music to just good vibes and just putting music out there on radio and on social media platforms. But actually the running engine behind one song is so complex and deep. You actually need to take time and get to know every aspect of that type of production. It's a production all on its own. It's got a team all on its own, and it's got PR, marketing, everything related to one single song is a complete cycle that needs to be respected. So Nels represents that. And then Nelisiwe Mwase is more on the business side of things, you know, the more corporate side of content. You know, I manage a lot of different brand relationships that align and associate themselves with the Ofense Mwase Films brand, you know. So you'll find me, Jay, having different personalities whenever it is necessary for me to, depending on the nature of the business that I am talking to prospective clients that I have to deal with. So yeah.
Plays a huge role in becoming a successful content creator is because right now with social media, no one is trying to fit in. I think fit it in, that standard of being fitted into a box is like stupid, because everyone is looking for someone they can relate to. So if you're trying to keep on making your content look like an American, like Kim Kardashian content, you make your content perfect and you try to imitate her style, is like, it's not going to come off authentic. I feel like what people relate most to me is because the same Drea you see on camera, the same Drea you see off camera. A huge part of my content is my identity. Like, I love throwing in my Nigerian accent. I love throwing in, you know, showing people the food, the outfits, the dresses, because that's a huge part of my childhood, because I grew up in Nigeria too. So I think that for me, seeing that as is like a testimonial, like, I'm thriving off just being myself, being my own identity, and not trying to act like someone. Cause I mean, if you go back to some of my old vines on YouTube, you're gonna see me doing a lot of the Black girls be like, ratchet girls be like, and that was so not me, because I'm not. I mean, that's fine if that's your personality, but I'm not really the type of person to be like doing some wild, crazy things, fighting with my boyfriend in public. I think I made a video like that just to go viral on this. And I go back and watch this and I was like, all right, girl, you were doing it for the content, but it's not, or people will know who I am. So I think I think when people can relate to, people love content creators because they can relate to them. They can really like watch your content and be like, whoa, like, I feel like I can look up to that person. So I think the best way to do it as a content creator, just put yourself in your content, be authentic, and you will thrive off just by being yourself.
When it comes to content creation, especially art, something that you have to realize early on is that there's a lot of artists out there. Like, there's a lot of competition and people that even might be doing similar things to what you have in mind, or similar things that you're already doing. So an important thing is to always have a unique identity when it comes to this type of stuff. Like, me personally, I found that, like, yes, some people may find just the basic art that I do to be very nice, but I also feel like the fact that I do add Zimbabwean DNA to my art sort of gives it that uniqueness, because I felt like in America, there's a lot of people that are doing that type of art that I'm trying to now start to do. But also, like, you know, the fact that I do that art for American topics and stuff like that, but I still sort of try and incorporate the Zim element into all of that, sort of gives it that uniqueness, like, you know, just to me, that I'm the artist that, like, you know, is sort of trying to rep his country at the same time, not just looking for clout for myself, but, like, you know, just to get the flag out there, like, you know, that people know that there's talent in Zim as well, like, you know, that people can make sort of like an impact in another country, even if they're from Africa. Because I found, like, especially at first, when I started my page, was a lot of people do tend to look down, like, on places like Africa when it comes to appreciating art and stuff like that. When you tell them you're from Africa, you know, it's sort of just like almost like you don't know what you're doing, basically. So I found that now it's really special with me that, like, you know, it's really powerful to me that, like, you know, my page is growing, because it's sort of like, you know, solidifying that I talk to, like, a lot of American people now. They know that being from Africa is, like, you know, not a disadvantage or anything, like, because they can see that some people that they follow, right, follow me and they don't follow them. It's you know, it's really that it's not really for a selfish sort of gain, but it's like, just to show that like Africa, like, Zimbabwe can be something impactful. Like, it's not just that other African country that like people don't know about. Like, it can actually have impactful people and it has talent, of which it does have a lot of talent. It's just that it takes someone to sort of bring that to light, because there's a lot of talent in the world, so it's not like anyone from Zim can just sort of step up and compete with someone from America, but it sort of just takes people to realize that the talent is also this side, which is something that I'm trying to do when I put the flag and I put the Zimbabwean DNA into my artworks. That's all I'm trying to do, basically.
Getting the numbers, I wouldn't say there's a perfect way to get the numbers, but there is a proven method, a standard proven method of how to get the numbers, but I wouldn't say it's limited to this, Followers, as soon as they follow you for something that you started creating, they expect a relationship from you. So the relationship that you have with the audience is something that you have to maintain, build and maintain trust within. So you can start with 10 followers or even 1. To get to 100, you would need to maintain the trust between you and the 10 so that it becomes 100, to know that every Friday, Nelisiwe is releasing a piece of content and I know it's going to be dope and I know it's going to make me laugh and I know it's going to set me free from my stresses and my anxieties of that moment, So they associate you with feelings, because a lot of the time when we watch something on social media, we never forget how that thing makes us feel. So you decide how you want to make your audience feel and you capitalize on that, For us, it's comedy, and I'm going to use us as a prime example, because a lot of the feedback that we get from a lot of our followers is, thank you for creating this content. I stopped thinking about suicide today, or I didn't take that drug today, or I was having a really horrible dark day and I watched your videos and instantly I feel so much better. My mood is lighter, you made my day. Or I've just been having a dull day in the office and suddenly, you brightened my day. I can actually work well with my colleagues now, I just needed to laugh. So your audience develops that relationship with your content, and they develop a relationship with you and they trust you to deliver at a certain time. So this is when consistency then comes into play in the game, right? So you have to teach your audience how to treat your content. And if you give them content every Friday or Monday or Wednesday, whichever day you decide, you're basically teaching them to prioritize your content on that day at this time for however many minutes. And okay, that's one way. Another way is engagement. Once your content goes live, you're teaching your audience that when the content goes live, it's not just about you viewing my content for me, but it's also me and you viewing the content together. So it is important that when your content is gone out, be it a picture, a video, or anything, take the time, no matter how busy you are or how tedious the process is, but really take the time to go and interact with each and every account that has commented on your video or your picture. You might be overwhelmed with all the comments, but thank goodness that the social media platforms have a like button. So you can just like if you don't have anything to say, because also we're pouring ourselves out when we have something to say back to everybody who says something to us, whether it be a good thing or a bad thing, and we choose to respond. So if you cannot respond, take care of yourself and just like, so that your audience is aware that and you are aware that they interacted with your content, and therefore you treat it as though they interacted with you directly. So you give them acknowledgement, so it's consistency, it's engagement, and routine. Yeah, I guess routine is also good. it helps. Again, it always helps. It gives it gives you a stamp of approval from your followers to say, I trust this brand, it's reliable, and I don't mind wasting my data on there, you know. So that is basically the basic standards that we have used to try and continually grow our social media following. On a personal basis, I'm struggling with Twitter because because my personal experience with Twitter is Black Twitter, okay? And because of the kind of content that we make, we tend to be exposed to Black Twitter more than anything else. And that thing becomes a conflict with who I am as a person. So the moment I expose myself as a person to negativity, it instantly affects me on another level. So I kind of now know what is not healthy for me mentally. And when I keep on entertaining something that is not healthy for me mentally, but my goal is fixated on getting the likes and the subscriptions and the following numbers up, I lose myself in the process. When I lose myself in the process, my followers lose a Mama Nels in the process. And when there's no Mama Nels there, there's no content. So we lose. We are together in this. We are all losing, you know? So yeah, that you should just know which platforms are just not working for you, you know. But I'm hoping that Twitter realizes that I'm a good spirit and I'm a kind spirit, and then I'm hoping to attract more people like that, and then it counts, you know. So far I just understand where my brand challenges are, and I'm hoping with this basic breakdown you'll also be able to understand which social media platform is going to be your challenge. You don't have to quit, but you just have to manage your relationship with that platform better, you know. Yeah, so that's how you grow the numbers. That's the basics.
There's several ways to make money as a creator. I think if you're starting off, one of the best things you could do is try to create a brand, especially around your content. For example, if you, okay, DJ Khaled, let's just say DJ Khaled became a content creator. He's gonna make a video, and every video is gonna start off with "We the best," because all his songs are like "We the best music." He always says that. So if you think about something in your video, you're always gonna say, always gonna do, you can slowly turn that into a brand and turn that into like come out with shirts with "We the best music," and people buy that. So one way to make money, merchandise, you know. Another way to make money is affiliate links. For example, if you're a fashion person, you're always showing different outfits and people love it. You can get like there's different websites for you to do get affiliate link. So every time when someone clicks on that link and buys the outfit, you get like 25%. So I know on TikTok people do that. Like someone on TikTok made this video of like this technology that you can like a pen, you put into your ears and you can see inside of your ears. And that thing hit 1 million views. And in her link in her bio, you could click on that link and then buy it from Amazon. And anytime when someone bought that product that she put on in her video, she got like 20% or something. So Amazon does that to affiliate links. So merchandise, affiliate links, song promotions. TikTok is a huge music platform. So artists, especially I'm sure artists from Zimbabwe too, they're trying to make their music blow up on TikTok. So you can make money on TikTok by reaching out to these artists and telling them, I'll make a dance video to your song, or make a cooking video with your song, make a video with your song in general, and you can make money from that. The more bigger way to make money on TikTok, also TikTok pays creators with the Creator Fund. So if you, the Creator Fund, I think it starts off from 10,000 followers or 1,000 followers, I'm not sure which one it is, but you get like something cents per a view, per 1,000 views. Then the bigger way to make money, of course, on TikTok is if you have a lot more followers, I think 100K and up, you can reach out to brands and do a brand partnership. They'll pay you to use their products or promote their service on their platform. So that's how I make most of my revenue, from brand partnerships. So I partner with brands like Amazon, Netflix, Google, 7-Eleven, the list goes on. So I'm thankful to God that I've had such a huge platform that brands are able to come to me to promote their product, because I know how to be able to put their product in my video without it making it look so scripted. But of course, I was trying to give advice for ways, if you're starting off, there are ways to make money without having, you don't need to have a gazillion followers to make money on TikTok or on social media in general. Like, people think that, but you don't. Either you, like, I have a roommate, she only has like 500 followers, but she makes really good like filter presets, like on Visco, all these different apps. She makes different like nice filters. So if you're editing your photo, you can put her filters on your photo. And she only has 500 followers, but she makes money from doing that, from selling that. So if you have a talent, monetize it. If you're good at drawing, sell your drawings through TikTok or your Instagram or whatever. Like, don't think followers equals money. It doesn't. It's just, you have talent and you're smart, do that.
When you want to start charging, it's very important that you look at stuff like how long it's taking you. First of all, that's just like, being technical, just looking at stuff like, is it worth, if someone wants to pay me $10, like, to do a custom album art for them or something like that, and I know it's taking me like an hour, then like, I shouldn't take stuff like that, even if I know that maybe I don't have so much of a big name yet. It's more about basically you have to know that art is very important, especially when it comes to like a lot of areas. Like a logo can represent like a whole company. An album cover can be the reason why someone wants to listen to a song. So it's like you have to sort of realize that, like, I would say starting up from personal like experience, me when I was first starting, like I would even though like I knew like I was doing quality stuff, I was putting out quality content and stuff like that, I would charge like around $60 to $70, like, nothing too much, for like a whole EP cover or something like that, because I knew like my name wasn't too big yet. Then as I grew, like, with more of a reputation over time, like, my price increases. So it's sort of like a thing where you have to earn your way up. Because I mean, even like if you have like a little bit of followers, right, and someone approaches you for art, they're not gonna take you serious when you go and demand like $1,000 for an EP cover. Like, even if you're super talented, I just don't think it works like that, especially speaking from experience. Like, you have to show like that you have, like, worked your way up. Like, nothing comes easy, basically. Like, money doesn't come easily. You have to sort of work your way up and, just see what happens. But yeah, definitely never sell yourself short, too short. I think if you've been out here, like, grinding for like, a while now and stuff, you shouldn't keep the same price. If you know that, like, you've been working hard, then continue to up your price gradually. Just keep the humility there and just be very rational, like, because not everyone is very generous, like, when it comes to paying for art. And, you just have to kind of understand that. You just have to kind of weigh in if it's going to be worth your time or not. So yeah, that's my advice there. So, like, it's really like, it can be confusing and really something hard to grasp, like, at first with NFTs. I know when people first mentioned it to me, it was something super, I almost like, didn't like, take up on it, because I just thought like it was so confusing. But being in Zim, it's again, NFT basically is a non-fungible token. And I'm actually, I'm not too very like, well versed on the exact meanings of it, but all I know is that from this type of technology, like, you can list your artwork and actually auction it off and sell it for cryptocurrency. So it's like a lot of it's a difficult thing was for me especially was a lot of the people that do it are very well versed in the area already. So it can be very discouraging as a new artist trying to get into it. But basically, like, you know, there's just certain things that you need if you want to get really technical about it. There's some certain applications that I find, like, you know, were the best for me as a Zimbo was like using you need a crypto wallet first of all. So I found that MetaMask was the best for anyone who's, like, you know, struggling on what to use to try and get into NFTs. The apps that I use are Meta Wallet and Coinbase, because a thing that, like, was really hard for me to understand was someone kept trying to explain it to me, but I didn't get it, was that you can't only use MetaMask if you want to get into NFTs. That's what I found. Like, a lot of my friends, even who asked about NFTs, were sort of struggling with, was that they thought, like, you know, all you needed was MetaMask and that's it, like, and like you're sorted. But there's actually a whole bunch of other info and, you know, just stuff that you need before you can get into it. So it's like, it's not currently available in Zim. When it comes to, well, MetaMask you can set up from Zim, but when it comes to really, like, you know, sort of getting the money out, it has to be from either a third party or someone that you know who's outside of the country, because that's something that I thought I could do, was to set it up from Zim. But I ended up having to use my brother's credentials in the UK, like, you know, to actually, I haven't made a sale yet, because, like, I only listed my first one about 5 days ago. Someone offered me something. It was off the website, but I mean, I haven't made a sale yet. I would like to wait it out and see what happens before I give it up to that person. But I mean, yeah, it's something that I think a lot of artists should get into. I really do believe, like, you know, if it's not as easy, a lot of people actually see it as a scam, because, like, you do have to sort of spend some money to make money, and it's not always guaranteed that you're going to make money. It can be very difficult at times, but it's just something that you should definitely get into if you have the spare money to, I just want to emphasize on that, if you have the spare money to get into something like this, you should, because it's not something that, like, you know, you should spend your last dime on, because it's a very risky investment as an artist, like, especially if you have other things to pay for. It's not something that you can get into just to make, like, a quick buck. It's sort of like you have to engage with the NFT community, because it's like a whole community out there that's, like, you know, that deals in NFTs. They all, a bunch of them are artists, even the collectors. So it's very important to engage with them, to get very, like, you know, well known in that community, and just like, you know, build a name for yourself out there. It's not as simple as just listing your art and someone's gonna buy it. You have to, like, you know, be very strategic and very just, you know, very social about it. You have to of course, like, make a name for yourself, but also just engage yourself with the NFT community. Get into Discords, into the Twitter groups, just all different types of stuff, and, like, you know, just put your artwork anywhere and everywhere that you can, you know, and eventually it might just happen for you. It's not guaranteed, but I mean, it can definitely happen for you know, for any artist.
When I hit my first million, it felt really good. I can't remember how that felt. I can't lie. Being honest, I can't remember how that felt because it was so long ago. But how did it feel? I don't know how to answer that question. I'm sure it felt good because I probably called my parents. I was very grateful. I think when I hit my first million, I was very grateful for that, because $1 million is a huge number. I think why I having a hard time remembering how I felt is because I didn't know what to do with that million. I think that's why I'm having a hard time remembering, like, how I felt, because it was like, okay, hit 1 million followers. Now what? And remember, I hit 1 million years ago when, you know, it wasn't really easy to monetize your followers. And, you know, so it was when I was still doing it as, like, not as a career, but as a hobby kind of thing. So I think I'm trying to keep it real with you guys with the answer. When I hit my first million, I can't remember, but I remember when I hit 2 million, I was very, very happy. And I can't remember what, but I remember I was like, I was anxiously waiting for that 1.9 to go to 2 million. And I was like, oh my God, 2 million. But I don't know why I can't remember that first million. I feel weird for not being able to remember. It's a blessing because I see it as like, especially a lot of my followers are younger. So it's like for you to know that they're looking at me and then like looking up to me is just such a, I take it as such a blessing. And I always think of like, how can I make sure that from the content I post to my character continues to being like someone that they will want to continue to look up to. I feel like it's like, I've always had this thing when I was growing up. It's like, I knew I wanted to be rich and famous. I didn't know which one was going to come first, but I was like, God, help me to use my talents in a way to positively impact me and positively impact other people. And I feel like my talents are positively impacting that 5.3 million people. Every time I post, every time I'm live streaming, engaging with them. So I feel blessed. That's the word. And I can't wait to see what, because I think the next level for me is I want to go more into like, especially the younger generation. I want to be more impactful in their lives beyond just making them laugh. So I'm looking forward to what those next steps are going to be for me. But regardless, in general, I'm just feel so lucky and blessed to have that many people looking at my content and laughing and just who know me. It's like, what? Cool. It really is.
If you're an artist and stuff, and like, you know, a content creator, what I would say is it is okay to hop on trends sometimes. Like the piece that I did, funny enough, it was actually intended only for DMX the first time around, because I did actually listen to DMX. So a thing is, a thing that I would like to say is, yes, you can hop on trends, but it's also good to make sure that, you know, it actually resonates with you somehow, because it's not good to just kind of hop on every single trend that, you know, you see on Twitter or on Instagram, because then you can tell, like, you know, that your content isn't genuine. Like, you should always make sure that, you know, you draw whatever resonates with you, because, you know, people can tell that what you're drawing is, like, you know, real. Like, it's not just so that, you know, you stay relevant and stuff like that, because what tends to happen is people will end up spotting that you're always hopping on trends and stuff like that. You know, that's why with these two pieces that I recently did, it's like I haven't always been drawing stuff like that. A lot of my art is actually it's fan art, like, you know, it's for artists that I listen to and stuff like, you know, just things like that. Even the artists that I put in that We'll Meet Again piece, the artists and the athletes and, like, you know, the entertainers, it's people that I actually watched, like, you know, that I actually looked up to in some way. Like, it's not just people that I've never heard of and that I just decided to draw one day. So I would say, yeah, it's okay to hop on certain trends, but just don't make it a habit, and just make sure that it's somehow resonates with you in some way. It shouldn't just be for the sake of going viral, because, you know, people can tell that that your content isn't genuine when you start to do that. Yeah. When George Floyd was actually when he was killed, when that event happened, I would say it was actually really deep to, like, a lot of us, even those that aren't living in the States right now. And I would say, like, I was one of those people that maybe it didn't affect me directly in, like, my life personally, but I would say, like, you know, just the thought of it, that having that sort of empathy, like, you know, that could have been like me, myself, or someone that I knew, kind of just made me think about it really deeply. And of course, like, you know, I don't relate with it directly because, you know, I'm not living in the country, or you know, we don't have the same situation here in Zim, but it's sort of like a thing where also as an artist, like you have to sort of have a way to, if I'm feeling some sort of way, right, I'm blessed in the fact that, like, you know, I can communicate that through my art. So it's sort of just a thing like where if I can out this I wouldn't say frustration, but like, you know, just this deep thought, like through artwork, right, then I'll do it. Like, it's not really for the sake of going viral, right, but it's sort of just like, you know, even I've had like a lot of comments of people telling me, like, you know, how some of this artwork actually, especially my recent artworks, like how it actually resonates with them and how it actually makes them feel in some sort of way. So I can say, like, you know, if my art can sort of affect someone in that sense, then I'm gonna continue, like, you know, doing art to resonate with people in that sense. And if it means that, like, I have to even draw on issues like George Floyd, then I'm you know, I'm gonna do that, because personally I feel that when I have thoughts about it, then I want to communicate it some way, just like how a musician communicates his feelings through. A lot of people made songs actually, like when George Floyd died as well. I don't think a lot of them were for the sake of going viral, but like, you know, some people actually resonated with that and, like, you know, really affected them some way, even if they weren't directly affected. So that's just the beauty of art, is that we can communicate, like, you know, our emotions through it, and just also impact other people. So that was just sort of my contribution to it. Even if I'm not living in the country itself or going through the same thing, that was just sort of my contribution personally. Yeah. What happened was, it was actually really crazy, because I posted that picture, that picture of Bart Simpson. It was a picture of Bart Simpson, yes. So I posted that, and what was actually crazy was that picture was actually not doing very well, because, like, you know, I was still a small page, I wasn't getting lots of interaction, but then this one in particular wasn't doing, like, you know, well, right? So I was even about to delete that picture, like, you know, which is really crazy now that I think about it. I was actually about to delete that picture. So then, like, you know, I was just trying to tag him. I was trying to ask my friends were also tagging him and stuff like that, you know, just a couple of tags. And what had actually happened was my phone was locked. I was like, you know, maybe be like, you know, better luck next time or something like that. Then, like, you know, some time went by and I got a notification, like, on my phone. I checked on my phone and it said, Chris Brown official, right? So, I mean, I was like, what's going on? Like, I had no idea, like, what was going on, right? So then I looked at my phone, I unlocked it, and I was wondering, like, okay, I looked on my notifications, right? Because I didn't see any notification from Chris Brown, like, in the notifications tab on Instagram. I looked and I refreshed like so many times, because I thought my phone was glitching or something, right? And then I go to my homepage and I eventually scroll into my DM, and my DM had a message from Chris Brown, which was crazy. Like, I honestly couldn't believe it, because I mean, that was the last thing I was expecting, was like a message from him, right? And you know, it was crazy, because like it's not usually like an instance where these celebrities message you first, which is kind of also, like, you know, something that just really resonated with me, like, you know, kind of giving me that hope that, like, you know, crazy things like this can happen, right? Like, where a celebrity actually messages you first because he likes your artwork so much. Like, that's, like, you know, even more of a defining moment, you know. So I checked, and, like, you know, you messaged me a fire emoji, but I mean, it was so simple, but I mean, it meant so much, because I mean, it was from Chris Brown. And, like, he's not really like the type to really, I know he's very engaged with his fans and stuff, but I know for a fact, like, he doesn't really communicate that often, like in the DMs with them. He might post and stuff, he might like a couple of times, but like DMing is really, you know, something great to come across when it comes to him. So I mean, that was just crazy, absolutely crazy.
To someone who is not feeling confident to stepping into the content creator space because they don't look the part, is that there is no way to look. There's no way to be like. I mean, I always say this quote: imperfection is a new perfection, you know, because especially now, think about it. Why do you think Instagram created Instagram Reels? Why do you think YouTube created Shorts? Why do you think all these different apps are going towards short form video? Is because they're seeing that there's a shift that people just want to see your authentic self. They just want to get to know your personality, whether you're outgoing, whether you're shy, whether you're introverted, extroverted. People want to be able to go to a page and be like, I can relate to this person. And if everyone looked the same way, there will be no representation in different types of communities, you know? Like, why do you think, like, that's how I see, like, for me, I am a 6'1.5", 6'2" Nigerian female, and I'm dominating in the American community with my content of me being a Nigerian American female. This is not common. It's not normal. I'm getting brand partnerships from Amazon, Netflix, Google, all these big brands just by being myself, you know? And I think if that's not a testimonial enough for you to know that you can win by being you, then I don't know what else you need. So don't let the fear hold you back, because trust me, honey, like, I always get doubts. There's always self-doubts. There's always that insecurity. And I think that's just the devil trying to put thoughts in my head. And I'm just like, shut up. If God has given me this talent, there's people who need to see this talent, you know? So if you're talented in your skills, don't worry about how you look. I think image is overlooked, because there's so many, like, I love going to people's pages and, you know, they have a different image. I personally hate going to someone's page and they look like they have that perfect look. I'm like, ew, oh my God, I would never follow you. I'm sorry. Because I can't relate to the perfect look. So imperfection is a new perfection to me. When I see someone, okay, you're bald headed with gap teeth and, you know, crooked toes, dang girl, I love this, follow, you know? So people are leaning towards more of a shift in the creative space. So if someone is telling you that you need to look a certain way to be a creator, you need to block that person, because they're not telling you the right thing. And if it's in your head, you need to cancel out those thoughts. So that's my advice for that.
Beauty standards have evolved. I love to hate some things as well. There's things like body positivity. There's a lot of types of positivities actually these days. And what's this? The corporate space has monetized all of that, you know? And I think it becomes even more trickier when it is monetized, because now it starts a new conversation within yourselves before anybody else. Like, you end up thinking, oh, finally I see a girl that looks like me, or a girl that has the same body type as me, but she's finessing it like I couldn't finesse it, you know? It's exclusive. It's an exclusive finesse. It starts to feel that way because it's so clinical. Yeah, and it's part of the reason why I've largely kept my social media platforms purely organic to who I am. I don't over edit anything. I don't hide where I'm at. I don't rent out any hotel rooms or lodges just to look a particular way. I'm not trying to attract any type of clientele with the life that I really don't live. So that is like the first decision of trying to take care of myself. It was hard because you get compared to somebody who seemingly has it all together. And people tend to follow other people that they aspire to be like. So if I'm posting my house with peeling walls, I mean, I don't think anybody will come there on some, you inspire me, yada, yada, yada. Instead, the kind of comments that I get is, oh my gosh, you're so real. I'm not even sure what that means. I'm really not sure what that means. I'm real. Does it mean like, yo, girl, you're struggling and you're not shy about it? I'm not sure what it means, but in the comparison against other content creators, I guess I could read it like that, but I choose not to, because if I do entertain that, I will not enjoy any moment that I'm blessed to be in. I will not even savor the moment when I finally am able to deal with that peeling wall behind me, and I finally afford the paint to buy a color to buy a paint in the color that speaks to my soul. I will not even be able to appreciate that because I despise my own days of humble beginnings, you know? So it started with that, being absolutely honest with where I'm at. And basically, when you're honest with where you are at, you are exposing yourself to finding your magic much more quicker than somebody who's working hard to hide their situation. So I'd say just find your magic, because that is why people are following you. I'd like to think that's why people are following me. I'm comfortable with where I've been. I'm comfortable with where I'm at, but where I'm at has never been my goal to stay here. So I kind of know that I want to go somewhere, and I'm going to get there. And when I get there, believe you me, I am not going to take it for granted, because I was present in the journey. I was present for the rainy days. I was present for the days where I had everything, and present for the days where I had nothing, So yeah, that's how I feel. So I got to that point. When I got to that point of fully admitting to myself, what is it that I like? Who is Nelisiwe? For real, real. Now, no fronting, no capping. Who's Nelisiwe? I had to be real with myself that I like, first it started with my faith. I think I became real. I became comfortable in my skin when I first admitted where I stand with my faith. So I'm Christian. I had to say that to myself. I had to admit, I had to stop hiding. I had to admit my own facts. I'm Christian. I love coffee. My favorite colors are A, B, and C. And I had to say it with confidence and say, this is me right now. And who I am right now is what's making me happy. Who I am telling you I am right now is what's giving me peace. I can't create and I can't be authentic unless the work in me is real. That's the real part about me.
So yeah, my advice for the girls like that that do art and stuff out there is like I would say, it's pretty similar, like, for the two, when it comes to art, because I mean, art is a universal language. Like a lot of people, it's visual. Like a lot of people don't tend to dwell, like, on things like who's making the art and stuff like that. I would say if you have art and you know that you have a talent for it, and that you're serious about it, then put yourself out there. As long as, like, you have that seriousness about it, and like just that drive to actually, and the passion for it basically, then it's no different from me who's doing art. Like as long as you practice, you put the work in, like all of that, then it should gain the same results, like just as any boy would, who's posting art. I don't think there's too much of a difference, like when it comes to art, because it's beautiful in that sense. Like anyone can do it. It can really be powerful no matter who it's coming from, basically. So like my advice would be just to, if you have art that you like, that you do, put it out there and just see what happens. Like at the end of the day, it's all art. It doesn't matter about the artist that it's coming from. It's all art. So yeah, anyone who wants to follow me can follow me on my Instagram at Huliodraws, or on my main Instagram, which is YKHulio, or on my Twitter, which is also YKHulio. I would say, like, yeah, for now I don't get to read like all of my DMs as of yet, because they're quite a bit these days, but I do get to read some of them. Yeah, my commissions are open. I do have, I'm quite booked, like, for the next, I'm not quite sure how long, but I should be able to get through to some people very soon. But like, yeah, you can always communicate with me through DM, through my Instagram DM. I also have an email listed there, and I also have management. It's in my bio. If you want to check them out as well. If you want to really inquire on anything serious as well.
I think content creation should be integrated in education, because I don't know about how school is, but yeah, school. When I was school in Nigeria, we had like architecture class. We had, but at the end of the day, content creation is a career. Most young people want to wake up, and when you ask them what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a content creator. So the same way how when you're young and you say, I want to be a doctor, and there's so many classes to help you become a doctor, help you become a lawyer, the same way as a content creator, there should be classes to help you, even if it's not a content creation class, but to help you to level up your creativity, like juices in your head. So any classes to help you stay creative should be integrated, because that's the future. A lot of people are going to be content creators, and before you know, it's going to be normalized. Oh, I'm a content creator. Okay, cool. It's not going to be like, you're a content creator? What? It's going to be like, oh, you're a content creator. Ah, cool, nice. Me too. You know, I create content. So definitely it should not be overlooked in the education system all around the world. That's how I see it. So if you've heard me speak, and if you like to hear more and get more tips about growing on TikTok, I have a TikTok course that I poured my whole heart into from the beginning to the end, of like how to create your account, how to find trending content, how to create a video. I did all that in my TikTok course. If you go to levelup.dreaknowsbest.com, you will get access to the TikTok course, and it's 60% off right now. If you want tips and strategies on how to be a successful content creator, you can also go to my podcast. If you go to doitforthecontent.com, it takes you straight to the platform. You can listen to my podcast, but it's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. Just go to doitforthecontent.com. And that's the same, the number four, do it for the content. And we have an Instagram page too. If you go to my Instagram page at Drea_KnowsBest, you will find links to everything. So yeah, good luck with your content creation journey. I'm super excited, and I hope to connect with you guys.
Everything good. If anything should grow around you, everything needs to grow within you, because now I'm the face of all these things. I'm the matriarch of all these things. And if I'm not okay, trust me, this ship is sinking. So with that said, I'm hoping that if you didn't gather anything else at all, you would at least gather the fact that you are the business. You yourself just standing there. You are the greatest commodity. You are the greatest. You are the greatest idea. You are the greatest project. Anything that you could imagine, it starts with you, and you are the magic. That's just it. Everything else will adapt to how great you are and how great you treat yourself.
That brings us to the end of this masterclass. Thank you for watching Connect Create. Did you enjoy this masterclass? Make sure you like, share, and follow us on all our social media platforms. If you would like to receive exclusive content and behind the scenes of this masterclass, make sure you click the link in the description and sign up for the Connect Create directory. This project was brought to you by AfriDigital in partnership with creativestribe.zw, supported by the British Council through the Digital Collaboration Agile Grant that helps to promote and enhance the profiles of women in leadership and to support creative skills development.